I'm David at Pegasus Coffee. I'm head of coffee and roasting operations for Pegasus. And I want to introduce a new coffee that's going to be released next week. It's from Mexico, from southern Mexico in Chiapas. It's high altitude coffee, and it's a single origin, but a group of farms. There are about 76 farmers who have contributed to this, what's called a community lot. It's grown at 1,100 to 1,800 meters above sea level. The growers are of indigenous origin, probably Mayan or Mayan dialect is probably spoken among this group. I have an example. Here's some of the green beans, and what's really interesting about this coffee is that these are older varieties that are being grown by these farmers. Varieties like Bourbon, Caturra, Típica, Pacamara. These varieties are known to be higher quality in the cup. They're more difficult to grow and the yields are lower, and those particular varieties are more sensitive to coffee diseases, but these farmers have kept their farms in conditions in which they have not experienced these diseases, and so these old varieties are grown here, and the coffee is wonderful. It has our tasting notes are chocolate, cinnamon raisin, and mandarin orange. It's also very sweet in the cup, and I would compare it, if you wanted to compare, to coffees like Kona, extremely drinkable, a welcoming sort of brew. And we have some photos from the farm. These are ripe cherries, beautiful ripe cherries, and the array. This is probably a Bourbon branch. This distance between the fruits is characteristic of that variety. And every bean is touched by human hands, and we roast this coffee as carefully as it is handled by the farmers. This coffee will be available at the Pegasus Coffee House, brewed and served in cups, and bags will be available both at the coffee house and online. It's a limited release, and we suspect we'll have this coffee available until it sells out, which is probably 1 or 2 months.